Man, that was a lot of sugar, but I know a brand that has no sugar, and that's Truvia. Today I'm going to be talking about the refresh packaging of their newly designed container for their sugar, or, excuse me, stevia leaf. I will be going through each part and each change they've made to their new packaging and determine whether or not it was a positive, neutral, or negative change. First up is that they changed their logo. The typeface looks about the same. The newer one might have a more rounded termination, but what they went from was a design that was more opacity of each stroke in each letter to more three-dimensional gradient type logo. Either one is a positive or negative change. To me, it's pretty neutral. The next part they changed of their packaging is they added plant-based and stevia leaf on the front of the packaging. This is an important change. It lets the consumer know important information that would cause them to buy this product. They would buy it because it's either plant-based or that it's not cane sugar. So that's a positive. The point size on the calorie sweetener is increased, and a white stroke is added to it, making it easier to read against the clear packaging. Overall, positive. Next, they added important product facts to the front of the packaging, which the old one didn't have, like 0 sugar, no artificial sweeteners, and no GMO. Again, something a consumer wants to know. An important change. The strawberry in the original packaging was changed to a coffee image on the new one. I think they chose this image to go with a more left-centered layout that they have, compared to the strawberry with the centered layout, but it doesn't really add anything, so it's a neutral change. Now, moving on to the right side. They removed the call-out on the packaging and replaced it with a recycling label. But this recycling label is terribly warped, and the type is so small and the weight is so heavy that you could barely read it. So this is a negative change. Now for the nutrition label, the weight of the type was increased, but the color they chose was a desaturated gray that made it harder to read. And the new packaging also has a warped effect on the nutrition label as a whole, since it goes above the slanted top that it has. Because of this change, it decreases the readability on this entire side, making it a negative change. Now moving on to the back. This was the hardest one for me to decide which was negative and which was positive, because the original packaging has a lovely tight treatment that aligns so nicely with the coffee on the back, but it's hard to read, especially when the sugar is no longer in the container. The new packaging, though it loses the nice left-aligned layout, it is much easier to read, especially with the type having a white outline that makes it easier to read when the container is empty. So this gives it a positive point. Moving on to the left side. The newer packaging comes in and completely changes the small type of the old packaging of the conversion table and turns it into an actual table. This offers better user experience for the consumer, allowing them to easily find the conversions they need instead of reading tiny type on the bottom of the container. The older packaging, however, has much better layout. It shows its hierarchy through the weight of its type. Because they got rid of the nice layout, I'm giving the new packaging a negative point. Now last but not least, they changed the color of their lid. Doing this allows easier readability for their logo on top. So, quick and easy, but a positive change. Now let's see our final points. Truvia's new packaging has 6 positive points, 2 neutral ones, and 3 negative changes. So, on a technicalities standpoint, the new packaging is better, but I also have my own opinion. While the new packaging is overall more functional, it loses all of the aesthetics of the previous packaging. So, as a graphic designer, I have to choose the old one over the new one, just because of the layout choices. Now, no matter what packaging changes they have in the future, I think I'm gonna stick to regular sugar for my coffee. Thank you. Ugh, that's sweet.